So in 2005, I was representing a bunch of water keepers all over the United States and in the provinces of Canada, suing coal-burning power plants and cement kilns for discharging mercury. 2 years before, in 2003, the National Academy of Sciences and the FDA had published a report, like a 5-year study, that showed that every freshwater fish in America had dangerous levels of mercury in its flesh. The CDC simultaneously published a study that showed that 1 out of every 6 American women had levels high enough in her core blood or that her child would have some kind of intellectual deficiency, like lost IQ, etc.
And where's the mercury?
Coming from coal-burning power plants. It's in the geology in the coal, and it precipitates out, when there's rain. When you burn the coal, it's in the, it's an element, so it doesn't degrade. And when the rain comes, it falls onto the landscapes, then it washes off the landscapes into the rivers. And the fish were all contaminated. We know that saltwater fish, like the big predatory species, have mercury, but the freshwater fish are just as bad. And it struck me then that we were living in a science fiction nightmare where my children and the children of every other American could now no longer engage in the seminal primal activity of American youth that I had grown up with, of your parents taking you to the local fishing hole and then coming home and safely eating the fish. You can't do that anymore in the United States of America or anywhere in North America. And so we started suing coal plants and cement kilns, which were the primary contributor of mercury. And there were a lot of people suing coal plants back then, but they were suing them for other reasons, for ozone particulates, for acid rain, for carbon, etc. And we were the water keepers were mainly focused on mercury. So I was also pushing legislation about mercury, lobbying EPA to reduce it, and I was giving lectures all over the place. So these women start showing up at every lecture that I give, public lectures, and they would come and sit in the front seat, occupy the front. They come early, occupy the front row, and then afterwards they'd stay late, and they would ask to talk to me. And they would say to me in a very respectful, and by the way, these women were all looked kind of similar. They were very pulled together. They were, they were women in childbearing years. As it turns out, they were all the mothers of intellectually disabled children, and they believed that their children had been injured by the vaccines, by mercury in the vaccines. So, so they would say to me in kind of a respectful but vaguely scolding way, if you're really interested in mercury contamination, exposure to children, you need to look at the vaccines. Now,